You wake up exhausted, even after 7 or 8 hours of sleep. You drag yourself through the day running on caffeine, wondering why your battery still feels stuck at 10%. But it's not your fault. Your body isn't broken. The truth is, your night routine might be secretly draining your energy instead of restoring it. The real problem isn't how long you sleep. It's how you prepare your brain and body to recharge. We're taught that sleep is the ultimate solution to exhaustion. Just get 8 hours and you'll feel better. But millions of people follow that advice and still wake up tired, drained, and wired before bed. The problem isn't how long you sleep. It's how your body prepares for it. Without the right wind-down signals, your brain stays stuck in alert mode no matter how soft your pillow is. In Japan, sleep isn't something that just happens. It's something you create. Their evenings aren't a chaotic blur of screens and snacks. They're a calming ritual designed to ease the body into rest. From lighting to movement to timing, everything cues the nervous system to slow down. While we crash into bed, they arrive at it peacefully with intention. This shift changes everything. The body doesn't fall asleep just because you're tired. It sleeps when it feels safe. But with late-night scrolling, cluttered spaces, and constant stimulation, most people never leave survival mode. And in that state, your body doesn't repair. It resists. You don't drift into deep sleep. You stall in shallow rest. That's why so many people wake up after 8 hours feeling worse than before. Real energy doesn't come from the hours you sleep. It comes from how you enter those hours. The Japanese night routine isn't magic. It's a system that speaks your body's language. And once you speak it fluently, your nights finally start to heal you. Japan sleeps less than most countries in the world. Yet their levels of burnout, chronic fatigue, and sleep medication use are dramatically lower than in the West. How does a nation with fewer hours of rest feel more restored than places sleeping longer? The answer isn't found in sleep duration. It's built into how they approach the hours before sleep even begins. While the Western world treats bedtime like an afterthought, Japan treats it like preparation. Every action taken after sunset is a gentle nudge to the nervous system that says, slow down. From removing shoes at the door to sipping calming teas, they gradually lower stimulation. Nothing is rushed. Everything is rhythmic. This creates a body that doesn't fight rest. It welcomes it. Even the design of their environment supports this rhythm. Japanese homes tend to be minimalist, quiet, and deeply intentional. There are no flashing TVs in the bedroom. No pile of clothes staring at you. No blinking phones by the pillow. The space is made for peace, not performance. And when the world around you is calm, the world inside you follows. So while we obsess over expensive mattresses and blackout curtains, Japan focuses on something much simpler. They create a life that doesn't exhaust them to begin with. Their night routine isn't about recovery from chaos. It's about preventing that chaos from ever taking over. And that's what gives them the energy we're all chasing. The Japanese treat the final hour of the day as sacred. Not for entertainment, not for multitasking, but for slowing everything down. This isn't just cultural. It's biological. The body needs time to shift out of stress mode. When you slam into bed without warning, your nervous system doesn't know the day is over. It stays alert, scanning for threats while you try to sleep. That's why the Japanese dim their lights, lower their volume, and move slower after dark. They don't just turn off the TV, they turn off the stimulation. They use warm lamps, not harsh white bulbs, and soft steps instead of rushing around. They tidy the space, signal that everything is complete, and guide the brain towards stillness. This tells your biology the fight is over. Now, it's time to repair. Contrast that with the modern world, where the last hour is pure chaos. You scroll through arguments, chase unfinished tasks, and blast your eyes with blue light. Even in bed, your brain is still wired for action, not sleep. You close your eyes, but your body doesn't believe you. So you toss, turn, and wake up groggy, convinced something's wrong with your sleep, when the issue began long before. You don't need to build a perfect night routine in one day, but you do need to create space for calm. Protect the last hour. Dim the lights, reduce the noise, and start moving slower. Don't wait for exhaustion to shut you down. Teach your body how to transition from stress into safety. That's when real rest begins and real energy starts to return. In Japan, taking a hot bath at night isn't just tradition. It's science. Called ofuro, it's a deeply relaxing ritual that does more than soothe the body. It triggers a powerful biological shift. When you soak in warm water, your body temperature rises. But after you step out, it cools rapidly, telling your brain it's time to release melatonin and begin the sleep cycle. This cooling effect is like a natural sleep signal. Studies show that when core body temperature drops, the brain prepares for deep, regenerative rest. That's why a hot bath 90 minutes before bed can help you fall asleep faster and sleep deeper. It's not about luxury. It's a tool, a signal, a biological switch that moves you from tension to tranquility with zero effort. Western culture treats baths as indulgence, something for spa days or when you're sore. But in Japan, it's part of daily life. It's a reset button for both body and mind. While the rest of the world winds down with Netflix and noise, the Japanese choose steam, silence, and stillness. That's how they prepare their nervous system to enter sleep, by calming it first. You don't need a fancy tub or an elaborate setup. A simple hot shower can work if timed right. Let the water wash away the stress of the day. Then step into a cool, dim room and feel your body soften. You're not forcing sleep. You're inviting it. And once your biology is aligned with your intention, energy starts to rebuild without resistance. In Japan, the bedroom isn't a storage unit for clutter. It's a sanctuary. Clean, quiet, and stripped of anything that doesn't support rest. No TVs glowing in the corner. No piles of laundry waiting to be folded. Just a futon, a lamp, and a calm sense of order. This simplicity is more than aesthetic. It speaks directly to your nervous system. The brain is constantly scanning your environment for signals. When it sees clutter, it sees unfinished tasks. When it sees bright lights or loud patterns, it stays stimulated. That's why even a beautifully designed room can disrupt your sleep if it feels busy. Japanese design removes the noise. It gives your brain nothing to process. And in that stillness, the body begins to settle. We often underestimate how much our surroundings affect our biology. You can meditate, journal, drink tea, and still feel restless if your room is chaotic. The Japanese don't rely on willpower. They use environment as leverage. Instead of fighting for peace in a noisy space, they create peace with intention. And the result is deeper, faster, more restorative sleep. Start small. Remove one item that doesn't belong. Clear your nightstand. Replace harsh lights with warm ones. Make the room speak one clear message. You are safe, and the day is done. When your environment stops demanding your attention, your body finally gets permission to let go. And in that release, true energy begins to rebuild. Caffeine is one of the most socially accepted sleep destroyers. We drink it at 4 p.m., feel wired at midnight, and wonder why we can't wind down. But in Japan, the late afternoon shift looks very different. Instead of energy drinks or one last coffee, many turn to mujika, a roasted barley tea that's naturally caffeine-free. It calms the body instead of accelerating it. This tiny shift makes a massive difference. While caffeine lingers in the system for 6 to 8 hours, herbal teas like mujika actually support digestion, reduce inflammation, and relax the nervous system. It's not just about what you take out of your routine. It's what you replace it with. When your last drink of the day is calming, your body follows that message to rest. Western culture often tries to push through the evening slump with one more boost. But Japan chooses alignment instead of resistance. Rather than forcing more focus, they switch gears entirely. They lean into rest with intention. That's why they wake up lighter, not because they slept longer, but because their evening habits never pulled them out of rhythm to begin with. Try it tonight. Replace your usual late-day coffee or soda with a warm cup of caffeine-free tea. Sip it slowly. Let it signal to your body that the day is winding down. It's not a supplement. It's not a hack. It's a gentle reminder to your system that recovery begins now. And from that small act, energy begins to build long before morning even arrives. In Japan, silence is not awkward. It's powerful. You'll find moments of stillness woven into everyday life, especially at night. Before bed, many practice simple breathing rituals. Not apps, not techniques with timers and graphs. Just a quiet pause, eyes closed, and deep, deliberate breaths. It's how the body knows it's time to stop running and start healing. Breathing is the remote control for your nervous system. Deep inhales lower the heart rate. Slow exhales signal safety. Even just 1 minute of focused breathing can drop cortisol levels and activate the parasympathetic response. The body's rest mode. You don't need a guru or a routine. You just need to breathe on purpose. That alone can change how you sleep. Japanese culture values presence over performance. Breath work isn't about productivity or results. It's about returning to your body after a long day of noise. Western habits often bring stimulation to the edge of sleep. But in Japan, breath becomes a bridge to stillness. A final moment of awareness before surrendering to rest. Start with one breath. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold it gently. Exhale even slower. Do this 5 times with your eyes closed and notice what happens. You'll feel your weight sink. Your mind will soften. Sleep won't feel like a chase anymore. It will feel like a gentle drift inward. That's the beginning of true overnight recovery. The Japanese don't end the day by collapsing. They complete it. There's a difference. One is accidental. The other is intentional. Whether it's folding the last blanket, cleaning a small corner, or writing a sentence in a journal, they close the day with order. This isn't about discipline. It's about telling the brain, nothing is left undone. You are allowed to rest. Western nights are often filled with open loops. Unread messages, unwashed dishes, notifications buzzing into the dark. That chaos doesn't disappear just because you lie down. Your brain keeps chasing it while you sleep. Closure removes that chase. It creates mental silence. And in that silence, your body finally feels safe enough to shut down fully. Meaningful closure doesn't have to be big. It just has to feel finished. Turn off the last light with purpose. Thank your day, even if it was messy. Place one item back where it belongs. That simple act tells your subconscious that you're not running anymore. There's nothing to fight, nothing to fix. The system can power down without panic. Tonight, choose one small ritual to mark the end of the day. It can be quiet. It can be brief. What matters is the signal it sends. That signal says you've done enough. That signal says it's safe now. That signal is how energy begins. Not in the morning, but right here in the final act before sleep begins its work. You don't need 8 flawless hours to feel alive again. You need smarter nights. Nights that speak your body's language, that signal the difference between survival and safety, between chaos and calm. The Japanese night routine works not because it's ancient, but because it's aligned with how the human body actually heals. It creates space for rest instead of stealing it. Real recovery isn't something you earn. It's something you allow, and that starts with small choices. A quiet light, a warm drink, a single breath. These aren't wellness trends. They're instructions to your nervous system. They say the fight is over. They say the system can rest. They say you've done enough for today. And that's where real energy begins. So stop chasing sleep like it's a reward you haven't earned. Start designing nights that welcome you home. Not with noise, not with punishment, but with softness, with rhythm, with closure. Your body doesn't want more stimulation. It wants rhythm. Your brain doesn't want more input. It wants peace. Give it what it's been asking for all along. If even one of these rituals speaks to you, try it tonight. Not perfectly, just honestly. Your energy doesn't begin in the morning. It begins the moment you decide to treat rest with the same respect you give to effort. And when you do, you'll finally wake up feeling like your nights worked for you, not against you.